Hello everyone and welcome back to a new episode of the Daily Gaming News here on the new Byte. I'm your host, House Test, and let's just dive into it. First news is Activision had their earnings call with the investors and we got to know actually a few details. First one is Call of Duty 2019 will have a campaign again after Black Ops 4 last year didn't have one, and Infinity Ward will be the developer for this year's Call of Duty. Then we have more insight into why Destiny 2 was basically let go from Activision. And the first thing is actually that Destiny as an IP, as an intellectual property, does belong to Bungie, something that I was asking about and wasn't really sure. But yeah, actually Destiny is not being owned by Activision, and Bungie was basically just saying, you know what, we just want to go, and then they left. And now we know how that was possible. So, yeah, the IP was not owned by Activision. That's why they were apparently unable to explore new ways of monetization. And, of course, they were also using some of the development staff, which is apparently, according to Activision COO Cody Johnson, very scarce at Activision. So, yeah, these developers who were with Bungie were apparently now freed up and been let go, because as you can see, around 800 people have been let go by Activision and Blizzard, and even partially with King, even the big publisher and mobile game dev who is behind, for example, Candy Crush, and owned by Activision. As we reported earlier, the rumors were already coming around that there will be big layoffs in the hundreds by Activision and others, and yeah, now it has actually come true. Around noon yesterday, February 12th, actually, the first news were coming around that people were just crying in a parking lot and unable to literally go to work because they've been already shut out. And this just continued on. And when the financial investors call came in, strange things happened, actually. In their earnings call, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick told investors that the company had once again achieved record results in 2018, but that the company would be consolidating and restructuring because of missed expectations from 2018. And I would like to quote Jim Sterling here, "Expectations are just not a thing anymore," which is fairly... It's just fair, yeah. The company said it would be cutting mainly non-game development departments and bolstering development staff for franchises like Call of Duty and Diablo. Development resources from across the industry told Kotaku this afternoon that the layoffs have affected Activision Publishing, Blizzard, King, and some of Activision studios, including High Moon. At Blizzard, the layoffs appear to only have affected non-game development departments such as publishing and esports, both of which were expected to be hit hard. And Blizzard President J.M. Bragg continues on and says, "Over the last few years, money for non-development teams expanded to support various needs. Currently, staff and levels on some teams are out of proportion with our current release slate. This means we need to scale down some areas in our organization. I'm sorry to share we will be parting ways with some of our colleagues in the US today, our regional offices, where we anticipate smaller evaluations subject to local requirements." And this goes along with that. Also, Blizzard has no major front-line release planned for 2019, so there will apparently not be coming a new Diablo 4, for example, and stuff like that. So after boasting again about record achievements and results in 2018, so many things that come around now. Destiny was not meeting expectations, and other things that were coming around were sadly not satisfying apparently to the company. And instead of like the CEOs and members of the board maybe taking a cut of their millions of compensations from 2018, they instead let 800 people just go. It's a really interesting point in time. The gaming industry is broken. You can't tell me otherwise. You can't make record achievements in 2018, especially regarding sales and everything, and have to let go 800 people. That system is broken. You can't grow out your own growth. This is apparently how investors are treating the gaming industry right now, and this is sadly the reality that we live in. And as we said before, there are also more people being let go, like King Subdivision Mobile Studio, Z2 Live will also be shut down. King is best known for Candy Crush Saga, which was acquired by Activision Blizzard for $6 billion in 2015, and the same year it acquired Seattle-based Z2 Live for $45 million. And now Z2 Live is being taken down. It was mostly known for Metal Storm Online and Battle Nations. And just make it known, despite the fact that Z2 Live generated an estimated $200 million over the last few years, the whole studio was just let go. That's insane. Anyway, let's move on to other news. We have Jump Force coming around with very poor, tasteless even cutscenes, we could say. Here we see Vegeta having a cube just rolling up his ass, and that makes him evil. Ooh. We have just animations not being done properly, as you can see. Whoop. And other things like that, where he has to just basically go up. Yeah. Anyway, we have a 45-minute long Nintendo Direct happening today at 2 PM PT or 5 PM ET. The 2019 DICE Awards will be live streamed today as well, happening around 8 PM PST. And Rockstar Veteran Vice President of the development leaves after 20 years. After Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar ended a major piece of the modern game development. The seminal title was a culmination of years of work and effort on one of the biggest games the industry has ever seen. It's not hard to see the game has been the end of an era, which it seems like even Rockstar's veteran developers feel. At least, Geronimo Barrera seems to think so as he ends a 20-year tenure at the developer. Then Ubisoft is partnering with Mozilla on an AI coding assistant, Clever Commit. Head of Ubisoft, Laforge-Yves Jacquet, announced during the DICE 2019 summit that the publisher has partnered with Mozilla to develop an artificially intelligent coding assistant called Clever Commit. Alright. And The Division 2 is getting another beta session, this time an open beta, coming around March 1st. And interesting news about Apex Legends, because of course we have that in this news. It's so big that actually people are also spilling over into Titanfall 2. So not only Apex Legends are being played, but Titanfall 2 is also being played now. And regarding Apex Legends itself, there's also apparently a Loch Ness monster, at least these little figurines as you can see here, and they're all hidden over the Apex Legends map. To read the full article, of course, check out the description down below where everything is linked. And Anthem is releasing this week or next week, depending on which premium package you have from EA. And what's interesting is Neil Blomkamp is actually also releasing a short film alongside with that on February 14th, so tomorrow. And that is looking quite interesting, as you can see here. Just with a small teaser, it looks genuinely interesting. Yeah, goddamn. Even if it's just a short movie, I think it's really looking interesting. I can't wait to see the full thing happening tomorrow. And as the last interesting thing, Metro Exodus will be preloadable on Steam on the Epic Games Store. That's just how it is, I guess, and I will just leave it as it is from here on. Thank you again, guys, for watching the news today with us. My name is Hustus here for the new Byte. Thank you so much again for leading us to the 100 subscribers club. If you want to join the club, you can do that, of course, everywhere. And if you want to have extra news and happen everything around that, follow us, for example, also on Discord. The link is thenewbyte.com/Discord, but we're also on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook even. So check us out there as well if you want. And I hope I see you soon again in the next Daily Gaming News on the new Byte. Your host, Hustus, is out.